Yes, good evening, guys. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Today's topic networking practical session. Latif, good evening. Shubhanshu, Christopher, good evening. Right. So, how to assign the IP addresses? We'll see now with the help of few commands NMTUI, NMCLI, network scripts, different ways we'll have. So, how we need to assign the IP addresses, static IP addresses, we'll discuss now. Guys, by default, you're going to get the IP address from DHCP server that is called dynamic. The IP address, it will keep on changing, right? So it will change. It will keep on changing. We need to assign the static IP address in the sense how we need to assign the static IP address. It may be dynamic IP address. It may be static IP address, whatever it may be. So we can able to assign according to our requirement. So we can able to establish the network according to our requirement, right? Okay. So now we'll discuss how we need to assign the IP addresses. So guys, we have three different ways. NMTUI will have, NMCLI will have, and network scripts also will have. Okay. NMCLI, NMTUI, and network scripts. So now we'll discuss about NMTUI, Network Manager Text User Interface, right? Right. So better to log in as a root user, right? So let's see guys here, how to check the IP address. How to check the IP address. Which command we need to use to know the IP address? ipconfig or apaddr, right? So already we have an IP address we are getting from DHCP server. Actually, this IP address, it is in cache. Better to execute this command. So we need to reset the network. Then it is going to release and it is going to renew the IP address, new IP address. Now let's check if config. See, IP address, it got changed. According to this classroom environment, we got IP address. From where we are getting this IP address? Yes, guys. From where we are going to get this IP address? From DHCP server, right? So DHCP server, Wi-Fi router. Now in our home, in our office, the Wi-Fi router, it is going to work as a DHCP server. It is going to provide the automatic IP address for each and every client in a network. So from DHCP server, we are getting this IP address. Maybe if you connect this mission tomorrow, we are going to get some different IP address. This is called dynamic IP address. Guys, without IP address, we are unable to take the we are unable to take the device into the network. It won't start without IP address. Mission, it won't start without IP address. If it is unable to get the IP address, it is going to take one IP address called APIPA. APIPA, automatic IP address, it is going to take, it will start. Even if you doesn't have the network. Even if you doesn't have the network, you're going to get one IP address that is called APIPA. Right, guys? Okay. Without IP addresses, it's a bit difficult to us to communicate from one mission to another mission in a network, right? So clear. So this IP address we are going to get from DHCP server. Now we need to assign our own IP address. Maybe on static IP address we need to assign, right? So coming to in our classroom environment, we'll have this network 192.168.1.0 network, right? This is 8 is IP address for this mission 192.168.1.8. Automatically we are getting. If you want to can check, we'll have the internet connectivity. See here. We are getting reply from 8.8.8. So we have the internet connectivity. My device, it is into our office network. That means into our classroom network. Got it, guys? Right. Now we need to assign our own IP address according to our requirement. Guys, remember, if you change the IP address, it is not going to communicate with classroom network. You need to provide same series IP address, then only it will communicate. Okay. So let's see here. NMTUI, NMCLI, okay, network scripts. Network scripts. So those ways we are going to use, three different ways we are going to use to assign the IP address. First of all, we'll see NMTUI. NMTUI, Network Manager Text User Interface. Then hit enter. So let's see, guys, here. If you execute this command, Network Manager TUI means text user interface mode. Okay. Edit a connection, active a connection, set system host name. Edit a connection, active a connection, set system host name. Three options we'll have in NMTUI. So first option, edit a connection, right? So edit a connection, select, use the navigation keys, up arrow, down arrow. So use navigation keys and hit enter, right? Select, hit enter. So edit a connection, we need to select using the navigation keys, then hit enter. So here, Ethernet name, profile name, EN016777736, right? Then add, edit, delete. Three options again we'll have, guys. Use navigation keys to navigate the cursor. Up arrow, down arrow you can use to navigate the cursor. First option, edit, add. Second option, edit and delete. To add new profile name. Guys, how many NIC cards we'll have as of now into our virtual machine? How many NIC cards will have? Only one NIC card will have, right? So only one NIC card will have. So for example, one person, it can able to have the multiple names. We can write, maybe one person, he can able to have the multiple names. Maybe their friends, they are going to call some different name. Their parents, they're going to call some different name, right? Their family members, they're going to call some different name. So maybe different name will have. Like the same way here also, we have the only one NIC card into our virtual machine. We can able to assign the multiple profile names. But remember, we can able to activate only one profile name at a time. Got it, guys? We can able to activate only one profile at a time. So I hope you got it, right? We can able to create the multiple profiles. We'll discuss later how to create the multiple profiles. First of all, we'll edit current profile, right? We have edit option. So select edit option, then hit enter. So profile name EN016777736. Then device means Ethernet. So this is our device name. Guys, by default profile and device, both the names are same. So this is device name EN016777736. And this is profile name. Profile name and device name both are same by default. So if you're installing the operating system into VMware Workstation, by default, it will create one profile, same with device name. Right, guys? So EN016777736 is a profile name, and this is a MAC address. So MAC address. And see, guys, IPv4 configuration, automatic will have, see. Automatic will have. Automatic means we are getting IP address from DHCP server to this machine. Right, guys? So now we need to change the IP address according to our requirement. We need to configure, we need to assign the static IP address. Static IP address means permanent IP address. Even if you reboot, even if you, whatever, if you want to can do, the same IP address will have for this machine, right? So now how to assign the static IP address, we'll see. Use tab, guys, tab key, okay? Select automatic, then hit enter, select manual. Select manual. So manual means static IP address. We are assigning static IP address. Even if you want to can reboot the operating system, you're not going to look same IP address will have. It's not a dynamic. We are trying to assigning the manual IP address. You can say static IP address. Use tab. So select show, then hit enter. Right, guys. So show, hit enter, then select add, then hit enter, add IP address according to your requirement. For example, I'm trying to assigning 10.0.0.11. So this is different network. So this mission now it's unable to communicate with our internet, because internet from where we are getting from 192.168.1.0 network. So 192.192.168.1.0 network, it belongs to whom? It belongs to router. Now we are trying to modifying some different network here. Now this mission it's unable to communicate with our router, because two different network doesn't have the communication by default. I hope you got it, guys, right? So now gateway, so dummy gateway. So assume this our router IP address. Guys, and one more thing, you need to provide the CIDR block here, /8, because this is legacy environment, right? Actually, this is virtual machine, but here we are trying to providing the legacy environment related IP addresses only. But coming to AWS, while you are trying to creating the VPCs, while you are trying to creating the subnets, we need to provide minimum 16, maximum 28. So here by default class as subnet /8. That's it now. So 255.0.0.0. So 8 network bits. Because of that reason, we are providing default CIDR /8. Okay. So this is dummy gateway. It doesn't have like this device. Okay. Guys, automatically connect. We need to keep this option by default. By default, you will have the crash mark. If you doesn't have, just use space bar and then you're going to get the crash mark. Okay. You need to keep the crash mark. If you keep this crash mark, what will happen in a sense? This profile, it will start automatically at the boot time. I hope you got it, guys, right? Next. Okay. Then quit. Right? What we did the changes we need to apply, right? So how to apply? Systemctl restart network. If you execute this restart network, what will happen? Since all the network interfaces, NIC cards, it is going to restart. Then let's check the IP address. See, guys, here 10.0.0.11. So we assign one static IP address with the help of NMTUI. It's a very simple, it's not a big deal, right? NMTUI, hit enter, edit a connection. Now we are trying to creating one new profile. How to modify the current profile? I hope you know, existing profile. Now we are trying to creating one more profile for NIC card. We have the only one NIC card, but we can able to create the multiple profile for NIC card. So we are trying to creating one more profile, guys. Got it? Okay. So now we are trying to providing the profile name ETH1. No need to provide the any device name. By default it will take, because we'll have only one device, right? If you're having multiple device, then we need to copy the NIC card from that multiple. Maybe you'll have the two different NIC card. So we are trying to creating the profile for some different NIC card. So at the time we need to provide the MAC address here. Okay. So automatic, if you want to can keep automatic, if you want to can keep manual. So now we are trying to providing 172.16.0.11 / how much? 16. 172 class B, right? 172.16.0.1. Then okay. See, guys, two different profiles will have. See, ETH1, EN016777736, two different profiles will have, right? So at present, which profile it's active? At present, EN0167777 profile only it's active, because still we are getting 10.0.0.11 IP address. Now, how to activate the new profile? ETH1 profile I need to activate. NMTUI, hit enter, activate connection, then select ETH1, then hit enter. ETH1 profile, it got activated. So quit. Now let's verify the IP address. See guys, before we'll have 10.0.0.11. This 10.0.0.11 we assign for whom? We assign for default profile. Then recently we created one more profile called ETH1. For this profile, we assign 172.16.0.11. So I hope you got it. How to create the multiple profiles, right? So remember, we can able to activate only one profile at a time because we have the only one NIC card into our virtual machine. This is our virtual machine. While we are trying to creating the virtual machine, at the time we provided only one NIC card, only one virtual NIC card. Because of that reason, we can able to activate only one profile at a time. So I hope you got it, guys, right? Good. Next, NMTUI. So let's see, guys, here. Set system host name. How to assign the host name, mission name. System CTL, sorry, NMTUI, then set system host name. By default, we'll have localhost local domain. You can assign according to your requirement, server.example.com. You can give any host name, guys. Okay. Depends upon your network, depends upon your requirement. You can give any host name, server.example.com. Now I'm trying to considering this mission as a server. So we are trying to assigning one host name called server.example.com. Then hit enter. Then okay. So how to verify? Host name is a command. Host name is a command. Server.example.com is a host name we assign. With the help of NMTUI also, you can able to assign the host name. Not only with NMTUI, we have different ways to assign the host name. So we have one more command called hostname CTL. Hostname CTL, then hit enter. See guys, so clearly it is providing the host details. Okay, right. So NMTUI, with the help of NMTUI also you can able to assign the host name. And if you want, you can assign the host name with the help of hostname CTL command. Hostname CTL is a command they introduced to us from 7.0 onwards, RHEL 7.0 onwards. So this hostname CTL command, it won't work into the older versions. So from 7.0 onwards, they introduced to us hostname CTL. So see guys, if you execute this hostname CTL, right? So static hostname server.example.com. So computer icon, and then so chassis number we doesn't have, and then mission ID, boot ID, VMware we are using, and operating system version and kernel version, everything it will show you detailed information. Then how we need to modify the host name with the help of hostname CTL. Hostname CTL set hyphen hostname is option. Got it, guys? Hostname CTL space set hyphen hostname. Then you can give the host name according to the requirement. At present, we provided server.example.com. We need to modify this as a client.example.com. You can. Okay. Client.example.com, for example. So host name is a command. If you want, you can check host name command. Guys, why it's not reflecting? In the sense you need to close the terminal, current terminal. You need to reopen the new terminal, then it will reflect. Okay. Here still it is showing localhost, right? If you execute host name command, then it will show you client.example.com. Right? So I hope you got it, guys. How to assign the host name with NMTUI with hostname CTL. We have one more way to modify the host name. vim/etc host name is a command. File. Guys, simple. For modifying the host name, different ways we'll have. If you want, you can use hostname CTL space set hyphen hostname command. If you want, you can use NMTUI also to assign the host name. And if you want, you can edit this etc hostname file also. This is one configuration file. So open etc hostname file with VIM editor. And here Then according to your requirement, you can provide the host name. For example, again, I'm trying to providing server.example.com. Okay. Server.example.com. Right. Save and quit. Then systemctl restart network. Then, so let's check the host name. Host name. See guys. So three different ways we'll have. You can assign the host name. With the help of NMTUI, you can assign. With the help of hostnamectl command, you can assign. With the help of etc host file also, you can edit, you can assign the host name according to your requirement. Your wish, any one way you can select to assign the host name. Okay, right. NMTUI, let's see guys, edit a connection. Then we are trying to deleting ETH1. So delete the profile. So ETH1 profile, it got deleted. Now let's check the IP address. What kind of IP address we'll get now? 10.0.0.11 because current profile, it got deleted. So current active profile, ETH1 is a current active profile, it got deleted. Automatically, it is going to activate the another profile, EN0167777 because the current profile is not available. So we are going to get the IP address from EN016777736. I hope you're clear about NMTUI. Yes, no? Yes, guys, if you're having any doubts, any questions in NMTUI, please. Vinay, if you're having any doubts, any questions, please. So clear, guys? Online, can you hear me? Right. Which one repeat? Entire. Huh? Mr. Viru, which one I need to repeat? The entire NMTUI or what? Huh? So it's not possible now. You can attend into some different class, okay? So past like half an hour onwards, I am teaching to you about NMTUI. You are saying, so you need to repeat everything in a sense. Huh? Right. Very good, Latif. Viru, try to attend the session. So 6 o'clock batch. So after 20 days, okay? Right. So let's see guys here. So in after 20 days, you can attend the 6 o'clock batch. There we are going to discuss about NMTUI again. Right? Okay. So next command, NMCLI. So doubt means you should have the doubt one or two concepts. So you are saying like entire concept doubt means what you are listening. I am unable to understand really. Huh? Are you playing games or what? Huh? Yes, Mr. Viru. Better to attend next batch, okay? So NMCLI, Network Manager, Command Line Interface, right? So Network Manager, Command Line Interface. With the help of NMCLI, we can able to assign the IP addresses. We can able to modify the IP addresses. How we assign IP address, how we assign the like static IP addresses, dynamic IP addresses, and how we need to modify the IP addresses with the help of NMTUI, we know very well. Like the same way, we have one more way that is called NMCLI. NMCLI full form, Network Manager, Command Line Interface. Network Manager, Command Line Interface, right? So NMCLI connection show. Let's see guys here. We have only one connection into this profile, into this mission. Only one profile will have, right guys? Profile name EN016777736. See, I said now each and every device it having one UUID. While we are discussing about disk management at the time, I said, so each and every device it having one UUID, universal unique ID. So this is UUID of this device. So this is device name. This is Ethernet name EN016777736, right? So UUID and type Ethernet. What is 8023? What is 8023, guys? According to IEEE standards, so when they introduced us Ethernet technology, this is from 1980s February 3rd onwards. From 1980s onwards. 1982 means second month, February. 3 means third date, right? And it's a Ethernet. I hope you got it, guys. Right? This is profile name. By default, EN016777736 profile will have. Profile name and device name both are same. Before already discussed while we are discussing about NMTUI, right? So clear, guys? NMCLI connection show. NMCLI connection show. If you're providing connection name EN016777736 connection name, if you're providing, you'll get detailed information about your connection, your interface, detailed information you are going to get. See here. What is profile name? What is device name? What kind of IP address we assigned for this profile? Everything will have. Okay. Right. Now, NMCLI, guys, NMCLI device status. This is one more command. It's a very useful command. We can able to check the device status. Our device name is EN016777736. Type Ethernet. Connected to whom? This profile. EN016777736 profile. Got it, guys? So I hope you're clear. If you want, you can connect. If you want, you can disconnect. NMCLI device disconnect profile name. So now the device, it got disconnected. See, got it. Now we doesn't have any network. See, we are unable to get any IP addresses here because the device, it's down now. The device, it down. We doesn't have the any IP address, any profile now. Now NMCLI connection, sorry, device connect. Device connect to whom? This profile. Now the device, it got activated. Now let's check. We'll get the IP address. So I hope you're clear, guys. Right? So device disconnect and device connect. So according to your requirement, you can down the network. If you want, you can up the network. You can down the device, you can up the device, right? Okay. Now we are trying to creating one new profile, dynamic profile we are trying to creating with the help of NMCLI. So already we done with NMTUI how to create the profile. Like the same way, with the help of NMCLI, we are going to create one dynamic profile. NMCLI connection add. Guys, command, if it is looking little bit lengthy, guys, it's looking little bit lengthy. The command, it's looking little bit lengthy. No need to bother about that. It's a very easy to understand. Right? So it will be looking little bit lengthy command, but we doesn't have anything. Try to understand this command easily. You can able to type. It's not a big deal. NMCLI connection or con. CON also you can write. It's not a problem. Okay. Space add. Add means we are trying to adding new profile. Got it, guys? NMCLI space con add or connection add. Con hyphen name, connection name. That means profile name, right, guys? Simple. NMCLI space con space add space con hyphen name. Then you can give any name here according to your requirement. You can give anything. So we are providing any name you can give. Default. You can give any name, guys. Your name also you can give. It's not a problem. Dynamic you can give. Default you can give. Your name also you can give. ABCD you can give. XYZ. Whatever if you want you can give. Okay. So I'm providing default is a name for this profile. Right, guys. NMCLI is a command. connection, we are adding the new connection. Add con name, connection name, default. Type Ethernet, guys. Type Ethernet. What type of connection we are creating? We are trying to creating Ethernet connection. Type Ethernet. Simple. NMCLI con add connection add con hyphen name connection name. What type of connection? Type Ethernet. Type Ethernet. Okay. If name, interface name. If name means interface name. So what is our interface name? EN016777736 is our profile, our device name, right? So interface name is EN016777736, right, guys? Then hit enter. See, guys, connection default successfully added. Connection default successfully added, right, guys? NMCLI connection show. See, guys, here. Default profile, it got created, but it's not active. So I hope you got it. So default means we didn't provide any IP address for this profile. Automatically, this profile, it is going to get the IP address from DHCP server. So in our home, we'll have home router. So home router, it is going to provide one IP address for this profile automatically, because we didn't assign any manual IP addresses here. Right, guys? How we need to activate this default profile? Now the device, it's connecting to system default profile EN016777736. Now, just now we created one profile called default. Now we need to activate this default profile. So how to activate the default profile? Let's check the IP address, current profile IP address. 10.0.0.11 is a current profile IP address, right? And now NMCLI connection up default, simple. NMCLI con up, connection up, whatever if you want you can give. NMCLI space, connection space, up space, default, then hit enter. Now the default profile, it got activated. See, connections successfully activated. So NMCLI connection show. See, guys, here. Now, before this device, it's connecting to EN016777736. Now the device, it connected to whom? Default. Now let's check the IP address now. IP space ADDR show EN016. See, guys, here. IP address, it got changed. We got IP address from DHCP server. So I hope you're clear, guys, how to create the dynamic profile. Now we are trying to creating static profile. We are assigning IP address while we are trying to creating the profile with the help of NMCLI, right? So as of now, I hope you're clear, guys, how to create the default profile. It's a very simple. NMCLI connection add connection name, profile name, type Ethernet, if name, and we need to provide the interface name. It's a very simple, right? Now let's see here. We are trying to creating one more profile, static profile. NMCLI connection add connection name, static, type Ethernet, right? Type Ethernet. Then if name, same, guys. If name, here we change the profile name, that's it. Apart from that, everything is same. And we need to add the IP addresses manually now. IP4 space 172.16.0.11 slash how much? 16. GW4 gateway 4 172.16.0.1. Then hit enter. See, guys, connection static successfully created. So NMCLI connection show is a command to verify all the connections, to list out all the connections, right? So default profile, it's active at present. But static profile also it got created successfully, but it's not active. See, the device it's not connecting to static profile now. Now we need to connect the device to static. Then how to connect? How to activate? NMCLI connection up static. Now NMCLI connection show, then hit enter. See guys here. Before dynamic it's active. Now the static it's active now. Now static it got activated, right? So now let's verify the IP address. See guys. Before we'll have 192.168.1.8. Now it became 172.16.0.11. If you activate default profile, you're going to get the IP address from DHCP server. Let's see here. If you want, you can activate NMCLI connection up default. So now it got activated. So default profile. If you want, you can verify NMCLI connection show. See guys, now default profile it activated. What kind of IP address we are going to get now? We are going to get dynamic IP address. We are going to get the IP address from DHCP server, right? See guys here. So clear? Now we are trying to activating NMCLI connection up. Now EN01677. So if you execute, if you activate this profile, what kind of IP address we'll get? What kind of network we provide for this profile? 10.0.0. network, right? So let's see here. 10.0.0.11. Then NMCLI connection up static. Then what kind of IP address we provide for static? 172.16.0.11. So I hope you got it, guys. Like this, you can create the multiple profiles with the help of NMCLI. You can assign the multiple IP addresses. Remember, only one profile we can able to active at a time. For one NIC card. We have only one NIC card, right? We have only one NIC card, but we'll have the multiple profile names here for one NIC card. But at present, only one profile it will active. So clear? I hope you got it, guys. Right. How to modify the current profiles IP addresses with the help of NMCLI. How we need to modify the static profile IP address, now we'll discuss. We have 172.16.0.11, right? I need to modify some different IP address, maybe 192.168. something. So 2.0 something we need to provide, 2.11 we need to provide for this IP, for this profile. Okay, we need to modify the IP address. Guys, it's a very simple NMCLI, right? Connection modification. Connection modify. What kind of connection we need to modify? Static is a connection name. NMCLI connection space modify space static. Right, guys? Static, and then we need to provide the profile name. Static already we provided, right? We need to provide the IP address now, right? IPv4 dot addresses. Right, guys? IPv4 dot addresses, open single quotes. Then we are trying to modifying the IP address as a something like this. Okay, slash how much? 24. 192.168.2.1 is a gateway. So this is IP address and it's a gateway. We are trying to at present we'll have 172.16.0.11, guys. Now we are trying to modifying as a 192.168.2.11. Then hit enter. Right. So now let's check the IP address. Still it is showing 172.16.0.11. Why? Because this IP address it's available into cache. We need to release this IP address from the cache. We need to renew new IP address. So NMCLI connection down static. Got it, guys? NMCLI connection down static, then NMCLI connection up static. So we need to down and we need to up once, right? Then let's verify. See, got it. What we did the modification for static, the modification it got applied. And then we got a new IP address from static profile 192.168.2.11. So clear? I hope you got it, guys. So how to modify the IP addresses with the help of NMCLI. Guys, we can able to modify the IP address only for static profile, not for dynamic. So we doesn't have any IP addresses for dynamic. Automatically, we are going to get the IP address from DHCP server. Here we are unable to modify in dynamic profile. So only we can able to modify the IP addresses in static, right? Now we'll have few commands, we'll see. NMCLI connection show, sorry, NMCLI connection modification static, right? IP v4 dot method manual. Okay. NMCLI connection space modify static profile name IPv4 dot method space manual. Guys, sometimes what will happen, since we didn't get any error now, sometimes you're going to get few errors. You're going to get multiple IP address into one profile. You're going to get automatic IP address. You're going to get static IP address, both. So at the time we need to execute this command, then you're going to get the manual IP address only. While you are trying to creating the profile, sometimes what will happen in the sense, both the IP addresses will get static and dynamic, both we are going to get. So at the time we are going to get error, right? So to change automatic to manually with commands, we should use this command. To change automatic to manual, we need to use this command. One so NMCLI connection modify static IPv4 dot method space manual. It is going to modify automatic to manual. Guys, 1 minute. Right, guys. I hope you're clear. NMCLI space connection modification static IPv4 dot method space manual. So clear? I hope you got it. Then we are going to get the manual connection only. So it is going to change automatic to manual, right? Next, what we need to do? NMCLI connection delete also you can do. One more command will have NMCLI modification static connection auto connect no. So connection auto connect no means it won't start along with the boot time, right? So even if you reboot the machine, so it is not going to start along with the boot time if you're providing no. If you're providing yes, then only it will start along with the boot time. Profile, it will start along with the boot time. So I hope you got it, guys. So we provided connection no. So clear? I hope you got it. How to assign the IP addresses with the help of NMCLI. NMCLI, NMTUI, whatever if you want you can use. So guys, NMTUI also it will work into AWS account. EC2 instances will have, right? There if you want you can execute NMTUI also. But we are not going to bother about those all the network because we are trying to attaching the automatically it is going to create, right? If you want, you can add a network interface while we are trying to launching the EC2 instance at the time in network column you'll have the network option, edit network options will have right there. You can able to add the NIC card, right? Sometimes you're going to get error. NIC card details, it's not properly like this because we can able to add the multiple NIC cards there. Okay, right. So I hope you got it, guys, about NMCLI, right? Next, NMCLI, NMTUI, I hope you're clear, right? Next, we are going to discuss about network scripts. So how we can able to modify the IP addresses with the help of network scripts files we'll see now, okay? See guys, all the interfaces it will be available inside the sysconfig, etc sysconfig network scripts directory. See, cd is a command to switch the directory etc sysconfig network hyphen scripts and check the list. See guys here. Got it? So if config default, then if config en016777736 profile, loopback profile, static profile. Those all the profiles will have here. See guys, if you open if config default, right? See guys here, can you be able to find out the IP address? No, it doesn't have any IP address. Boot proto DHCP will have. Boot proto DHCP will have. Then see, boot proto DHCP means we are going to get the IP address from DHCP server. It doesn't have any static IP addresses here, right? So clear guys, on boot S will have, see, it will start along with the boot time. If you keep on boot no, it won't start along with the boot time, right? Save and quit. Then try to open static. See guys, you'll have the IP addresses in static. If you observe boot proto, none will have, right? So IP addresses 192.168.2.11. You can modify according to your requirement. Use insert mode, then modify, then save and quit. So execute systemctl restart network. Automatically it is going to modify. So 3 different ways will have to assign the IP addresses. If you want, you can use NMTUI. If you want, you can use NMCLI. If you want, you can use network scripts also. Network scripts directly files will have. Open the file, you can modify according to your requirement. Can save and execute the systemctl restart network command. Automatically, it is going to restart. So clear, guys? I hope you got it. Now, how to delete the profile with the help of NMCLI? So guys, it's very simple. NMCLI connection delete static, hit enter, that's it. Now let's verify. See guys, static profile it got deleted. Now NMTLI connection delete dynamic. So sorry, that means default. So default profile it got deleted. See guys here, static and dynamic both the profiles it got deleted. So clear? I hope you got it. How to create the profiles, how to delete the profiles, how we need to modify the profiles according to our requirement with the help of NMCLI and network scripts. Simple. You can modify the network script file also. It's not a problem. Right? Clear? Excuse me, guys. Thank you. Every day it's not good. Huh? Today you are saying good class. Huh? What about every day? What about every day, man? Latif? Guys, while we are discussing at the time, please focus on it. This is very, very important. Huh? Without knowing networking concepts, it's a bit difficult to you peoples to understand the VPCs and DevOps concepts. So, your wish, right? Okay. So let's see here. I'm sharing this history into your chat box. Got it for everyone. Right. So this is all about networking, guys. Now we'll do how we need to establish one isolated network between two different machines. Right. How to establish the isolated network, our own network between two different machines. Right. We need two different virtual machines, guys. Okay. For doing this practical session, we need two different virtual machines. See guys, according to this diagram, we are establishing two different, one network between two different machines, right? So this is one mission and this is another mission. We are establishing one media in between those both the missions. If we having physical missions, it's okay, guys. It's not a big deal. In legacy environment, we can able to establish. We are going to purchase the wire and then we are going to establish the wire between both the missions. But how we need to establish the network between those both the virtual missions? Let's see, guys, here. This is one virtual mission, right? Then we have one more virtual mission here. I'll do one thing. Take snapshot. Right. So switch on this. We need at least two different virtual machines, guys. Okay. No need to install. Just we'll have an option called clone. You can clone it. Be having one version, guys. At least you should have 8 GB RAM. If you try to establishing two different, if you try to creating two different virtual machines, 4 GB RAM, it's not enough. At least we should have 8 GB RAM, then only we can able to create the two different virtual machines, right? So if you want, you can clone. See guys, how to clone, I'll show you. Shut down this mission first, okay? Then right click, go to manage and clone. If you click clone, it will ask you few like path. So here we didn't shut down, right? Because of that reason, next option is disable. You need to shut down the mission. After shutdowning, you can clone the mission. Same duplicate mission it will create. Okay, it's not a big deal. You next, that's it. Automatically same one virtual machine it will be creating inside the VMware workstation, right? Okay, go to here. See guys, so two missions will have one mission name is server, another mission name is client. Now we need to establish the one virtual media between those both the missions. Got it, guys? How to establish the virtual media? Let's see here. Right click on top of the virtual machine, then settings. Right click on top of the virtual machine, go to settings. Then here See guys, network adapter will have select network adapter, then custom, then here select VMnet1 host only, or otherwise if you want you can select host only private network also, both are same. Usually before versions will have 8 VM nets, but here we'll have only 3 VM nets. It got updated, right? Better to select VMnet 1. Got it, guys? This is for Wi-Fi. This is for LAN to get the internet. And this is for this and this both to establish an isolated network between those both the machines, between the machines. That is our personal network, our intranet. We are establishing one intranet now according to our requirement, right? So we need to select custom VMnet1 host only, guys. VMnet1 host only, right? You need to select. So click OK, right? Do same in client. Go to settings, client machine, virtual machine settings, client virtual machine settings, virtual settings. Here we'll have NAT, right? Better to keep custom. Then here we need to modify VMnet1 host only. Got it, guys? So we need to change VMnet1 host only. Then click OK. Right? So what is the meaning of that? We establish one media between those both the machines. What kind of media? Virtual media. Right, guys? So virtual media we establish, right? Now we need to assign the IP addresses according to our requirement to establish an isolated network. So class C always is a preferable network. We are trying to taking class C IP addresses here, right? So go to here, then server, then NMTUI, whatever if you want you can use NMTUI or NMCLI, editor connection, and here remove the 10 dot network 192.168.1.11 by 24. How to set network adapter settings in? Guys, there will have the GUI how you are going to set, man. So this is a graphical user interface, right? VMware. If you want, you can set the IP addresses and network settings into your machine CLI. It's possible. That is overall application. How you are going to set in CLI, right? Okay. So let's see, guys here. So this is GUI application, right? Yes, no. The overall mission, virtual mission having the GUI application. If we having any options into your operating system, we can able to modify with the help of CLI, right? Right, guys. So let's see here. No need to provide any gateway here. Those IP addresses and those all stuff you can assign with CLI, NMCLI, whatever if you want you can do. Right? Yes, no. So can you able to install the operating system with CLI mode in VMware Workstation? Ravin Kumar. No, right? Like the same way here also. Right. So let's see here. No need to provide any gateway. So clear? Just IP address is enough. Then systemctl restart network. Right. So let's see guys here. How to check? Got it? 192.168.1.11 and go to client mission, log in into client, do same, but don't assign the same IP address. Okay? Don't assign same IP address. What, Hema? Huh? I hope you're getting sleep, huh? No? NMTUI, editor connection, automatic will have, keep it manual, and then we need to provide 192.168.1.12 according to the diagram you can provide /24. So here you need to keep the grass mark. Okay, then quit systemctl, restart network. First we need to modify the network adapter settings, then we need to assign the IP addresses. So 192.168.1.12. So how to verify the communication between those both the networks? How to verify the communication? So ping, that's it now. See, ping is a command. We need to use destination mission IP address into source. And here we need to use this mission IP address into client mission. Client mission into server. Server mission IP address into client. So let's see here. Ping, we are into server, right? 192.168.1.12. That's it now. We are in server. Server mission IP address is 11. We are trying to ping with 12. So client, it's providing the response to server. So 64 packets, 64 bytes from 192.168.1.12. ICMP full form, Internet Communication Messaging Protocol, sequence numbers. TTL full form, time to live, milliseconds, control C to kill. Right. Go to client mission, then ping 192.168.1.11. Okay. Right, guys. So we have the proper communication. We can able to communicate with IP addresses. It's good. Now we are trying to assigning the host name. So I hope you know how to assign the host name, right? So how to assign the host name? Host name, CTL set hyphen host name, right? Client, we are in client mission. Client.example.com, right? So the host name, it should affect in the sense what we need to do. We need to close this terminal and reopen the terminal. The host name, it will affect now here. See, client is a host name, client.example.com. Better to log in as a root. If you want to can check host name, you'll get the host name. Okay. Got it, guys? Log in as a root user. See, this is client mission, right? Go to server, host name, CTL, set host name, server.example.com. Right? We assign the host name for this mission called server. Then exit, then reopen the terminal once again. login as a root. So let's check the host name server.example.com. Right. Can we able to communicate with the host name, guys? It's possible. Can we able to communicate with host name at present condition? Yes, no. No. Why? No. Let's try ping client dot example dot com. What happened? Go to here, client, then ping server dot example dot com. No, we are unable to communicate with host names. Why? Because we doesn't have the DNS server. We doesn't have DNS server. We are without DNS server, we are unable to communicate with host names. We should have the DNS server. DNS server, it will resolve the host name to IP address to host name. Right. Forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zones will have. Without DNS server, can we able to communicate in Linux? Yes, we have an alternate option. We have an alternate option. So let's see here. Without configuring the DNS server, you can edit etc host file, right? etc hosts file. Open this etc host file, then don't disturb anything. Add few entries into this etc host file. 192.168.1.11 server.example.com 192.168.1.12 client.example.com. Those both the entries we need to add into etc host. Do same into client vam/etc host, right? Then add 92.168.11 server dot same guys, same entries we need to do client and as well as in server both. 1.11 server dot example example.com. Right, save and quit. Right, systemctl restart network, then go to here and systemctl restart network. That's it. Let's try to ping with host name now. Ping client.example.com. See guys, we can able to communicate with host name using etc host file without configuring a DNS server. Ping client.example.com. Got it guys, right? That's it. This is all about networking, right? I hope you're clear how to assign the IP addresses, how we need to assign the host name. So how to establish one isolated network. So if you're having any doubts, any questions in networking, please Yes, guys. No doubts, Latif. Very good. And what about remaining peoples? What about other peoples apart from Latif? Online and offline, both. Any more subnet mask example? Any more subnet mask? What any more subnet mask? I didn't get you. Amit. Subnet mask means? What is subnet mask, guys? What I said, subnet mask in the sense it's a one compound wall to avoid the communication. Subnetting means we are dividing one network into multiple networks. Mr. Hamid. Please send the notes of PDF of networking job to Mr. Venkat Sai. So go through that link, Google Drive link. There you'll have everything. So I have given the notes long back for you peoples. कुछ नया क्वेश्चन पूछो यार. हाँ? You need to ask new question, right? Every day same questions, huh? Notes, videos, huh? From the day one onwards. Unable to speak. What unable to speak? You need to speak with me. Give me 1 minute. I will allow you. Your name? Hamid. Syed Hamid. Shahul Hamid, right? Give me 1 minute, Hamid. Bonding and those all stuff you're not going to cover here, Ramya. Network bonding. That is all advanced concepts.
Hello.
Teaming, bonding, you are asking about that only, Ramya, right? Mr. Hamid, you can.
Yeah, sir, this hard disk partition as well as the subnet masking.
Give me 1 minute.
Uh-huh.
You can speak, Hamid.
Yeah, the hard disk partition details as well as the subnet masking. So,
hard disk?
Partition.
Hard disk partition and subnetting, I didn't get you. Hard disk is different, network is different, right?
Yes, yes, I understood. It is two different only. So, this is we need to focus more because it's a.
Can you speak a little bit louder? I'm unable to hear you.
Yeah, this hard disk and subnet masking cases.
Which language you are comfortable?
Pardon?
In which language you are comfortable?
English.
English. But
Yeah.
I'm unable to understand what you are asking.
No, what I'm saying is that hard disk partition details, hard disk chapter you've taken, as well as the subnet masking.
In hard disk, I didn't teach any subnet mask related
No,
stuff.
this is regarding networking.
Yes.
So these both are new to me. So that's why how need to focus. It's not really. No, can you give some clarity?
Both it's new for you.
Yes. Because in skill level we gone, but this is little depth. Quite interesting as well.
What you need exactly, I'm unable to understand.
No, like all other things are like commands and we could able to exercise it and everything. But here the case, this one or two example, is it enough or do we need to have more?
So partitions and those all stuff, you need to make a note. Fdisk command, I have given the information about fdisk and how to create the partitions. Already I have given the information, how to create the LVMs and everything we discussed, right?
Yes.
So if you need videos, try to communicate to the management. They will help you. Okay.
Okay, let me go through once again, and if any doubt, then I will be in touch with you.
First of all, do the practice. Then if you're
Uh-huh.
having any doubts, you can ask me. I'm unable to understand what kind of like doubt I need to clarify you.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, first of all, do the practice. Where you will have the doubt, then clearly you can ask me, then I will support you. It's not a problem. I will give
Sure,
the
sure.
information. Okay,
Okay, okay.
right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yes, guys. Ramya. Yes, Ramya, those are advanced concepts. It will be covering under firewalls. So here we are not going to cover those all stuff. This is a basic Linux. Already have given the code's content for you. You are asking about network teaming and network bridges and those all stuff, right? You can do one server, one client. Just I have given the names, man. That said, we should have the difference between two missions, right? If you're providing same name, how you can able to understand? So like in real-time environment, so I have given the names here, server and client like that. That's it. You can give your any name, Chunnu, Munnu, whatever if you want, you can give while you are doing the practice. Okay. Right. I hope you're clear. Theoretical information. Every day I'm teaching that only, na? Shankar. Uh, for nodes, I said, na, you need to make running nodes like that, right? The day one itself only. So you need to make nmcli is a command to assign the IP addresses, nmtui. So like this, you need to maintain the nodes. Okay. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.